ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد کور داد باتورانو.
Good evening. Welcome to RTA News. Today is Tuesday, August 19, 2025. Thanks for joining us. Today is the 28th of Assad, marks the 106th anniversary of the country's independence from British colonial rule. 106 years ago, the brave people of Afghanistan, through their struggles and sacrifices, were able to bring the then superpower Britain to its knees and secure the nation's independence. In a statement marking the 106th anniversary of the country's independence from British colonial rule, the Islamic Emirate described this victory as the result of sacrifices and jihad of Afghan mujahideen, noting that after this achievement, Afghans also succeeded in the great struggle against the former Soviet Union and later against the American occupation. The statement added that the 28th of Assad is celebrated today just 4 days after commemorating the day of victory and freedom from American occupation, highlighting that Afghans have defeated 3 major global powers within a century in defense of their faith and independence. The statement stressed that the youth and future generations should follow in the footsteps of their ancestors and always stand with strong determination and firm resolve against any form of aggression and occupation. At a meeting organized by the Minister of Higher Education at Kabul University to strengthen the academic system, the Prime Minister of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, Mullah Muhammad Hassan Khan, attended and delivered a speech alongside the directors of the central universities, professors, scholars from various provinces, and several other officials. The Prime Minister emphasized improving the quality of the country's academic system, enhancing teaching, introducing reforms, and advancing higher education. He described the role of professors and scholars in this field as sacred and encouraged them to bring reforms to the educational system. Meanwhile, the Minister of Higher Education, Sheikh al-Hadith Maulawi Nida Muhammad Nadim, thanked the Prime Minister and said that the support and encouragement of the Prime Minister and other leaders of the Islamic Emirate gave them greater energy to serve better. The Embassy of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan in Moscow celebrated the 4th anniversary of the end of the occupation and this victory. The ceremony was attended by Zamir Kabulov, advisor to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation and a special envoy of the Russian President for Afghanistan, as well as ambassadors and diplomats from various countries, scholars, political figures, and Afghan citizens residing in Russia. The ambassador of the Islamic Emirate in Moscow, Maulavi Gul Hassan, welcomed the guests and described this historic day as the outcome of the Afghan people's long struggle, patience, and sacrifices. He added that the current security and system are great blessings from Allah Almighty, which should be used for the progress and development of the country. He also described the relations between the Russian Federation and the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan as historic. Nuruddin Azizi, Minister of Industry and Commerce, participated in the 7th Kyrgyzstan-Russia Economic Forum in Bishkek. Afghan Embassy in Kyrgyzstan, the Afghan delegation met with the Prime Minister of Kyrgyzstan and discussed bilateral economic and trade relations, investment, commercial cooperation, the achievements and progress of the Islamic Emirate, the expansion of diplomatic and political ties, and several other issues. A trilateral agreement was signed between the Minister of Industry and Commerce, the Chamber of Commerce and Investment, and the Bahar Moment Cargo Company to export Afghanistan's dry fruits and precious goods by air to international markets. Under this agreement, this company will export Afghan products to China, Turkey, India, Russia, and several other countries. Here is the report.
A major step for Afghan products to reach international markets. Another step toward launching Afghanistan's exports through the air corridor to international markets. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce signed a trilateral agreement with the Chamber of Commerce and Investment and Bahar Moment Cargo Company for the air transport of Afghan products to global markets. Under this agreement, the mentioned company is obliged to transport Afghan traders' goods to international markets at low cost.
This memorandum of understanding holds significant value for the expansion of Afghanistan's exports, as increased exports will enable the country to present its domestic products to international markets. As a first step, Afghan exports will be transported by air cargo through this company.
Meanwhile, the Chamber of Commerce and Investment says that Afghanistan's exports are currently progressing rapidly through land transportation. However, for goods that are high in value and have strong demand in international markets, efforts are being made to export them through the air corridor.
We can export Afghanistan's dry fruits and other valuable goods that cannot easily be transported by land, so we plan to export them by air.
On the other hand, officials in the Bahar Moment Cargo Company say that all international standards will be observed for transporting Afghan goods to global markets, and Afghan products will be delivered to international markets in a short time and according to global standards.
We currently have direct services to several countries including India, China, Turkey, Russia and the United Arab Emirates.
This comes at a time when Afghanistan's exports are currently being delivered by land not only to neighboring countries, but also to the markets of Central Asia, the Middle East, China, Japan, India, America and Europe.
Dr. Abdul Bari Umar, Executive Director of the Pashto company, signed an agreement with officials of the Turkish 77 company and Solaristan to generate 116 megawatts of electricity from coal in Baghlan province. According to the company, under this agreement with these mentioned companies will jointly invest in producing 160 megawatts of electricity of coal based in the Gazagil area of Baghlan province. The Ministry of Public Health announced that a monitoring process of private health centers across the country has begun, led by Dr. Faqir Mohammed Ziar, Director General of the Medical Council of the Ministry, to review the presence and activities of the doctors, nurses, and other domestic and foreign health workers. The Ministry stated that the purpose of monitoring private health centers is to verify the educational documents, work licenses, and residency permits of health personnel. The regular meeting of the Book Review Commission was held under the chairmanship of Maulawi Hayatullah Muajir Farai, Deputy Minister of Publications at the Ministry of Information and Culture, with the participation of Commission members. According to the Ministry, in this meeting, permission for publication was granted to books written following Islamic and Afghan values. The Ministry of Justice has published the Financial Accounting Law and the Decree of Amir al-Mu'minin Hafazahullah on regulating affairs of the Emirati companies and the Official Gazette. According to the Ministry's spokesperson, the Financial Accounting Law consists of 1 chapter and 20 articles which define the responsibilities of the General Directorate of Emirati Companies, the procedures for establishing such companies, budget and financial management, oversight, and other related matters. Donald Trump, President of the United States, and Volodymyr Zelensky, President of the Ukraine, met in the White House along the European leaders. During the meeting, the parties discussed ending the war between Russia and Ukraine and provision of security guarantees for Kiev. Mobile inspection teams of the General Directorate of Customs at the Ministry of Finance has discovered and seized a large quantity of smuggled goods in various provinces over the past 2 weeks. According to the Ministry of Finance, the seized goods, including food and non-food items, confiscated in the provinces of Herat, Kandahar, Nimroz, Farah, and Helmand. Al Jazeera News, citing a source, report that the Islamic resistance movement Hamas has accepted a new ceasefire proposal presented by Egypt and Qatar. This development comes as Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman bin Jassim Al Thani, Prime Minister of Qatar, and Abdel Fattah El Sisi, President of Egypt, met in Cairo to discuss efforts toward a ceasefire in Gaza. The Meteorological Department of the Ministry of Transport and Aviation has warned the heavy rainfall accompanied by thunderstorms and flash floods in 7 provinces of the country. According to the department, the rainfall is expected today in the provinces of Nuristan, Kunar, Nangarhar, Laghman, Logar, Khost, and Paktia. That was all for tonight. Thanks for being with us. Have a great night.
شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوي پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا